Welcome dear students. Welcome to S4 Sharanya Science classes. Today we are going to discuss about the chemical reaction of metals with acids. Before going to the topic, I would like to request you all, if any of you remaining to subscribe my channel, please subscribe it and support me. So let's start our topic, the reaction of metals with acids. So what is the chemical reaction of metals, right, when it is react with acids? We have discussed that the reaction of metals with oxygen, right, with water. These two we have already discussed. Now the third topic actually, the metal, how the metal is actually react with acids. Almost all metals having the reaction with acids, right, how they will react that. Once that metal will react with acids, right, they will give salt and hydrogen gas. Like the same way, here you can see that if you are taking a sodium metal, the rate of reactivity that will vary, right. So which metal you are taking, according to that the rate of reactions will be vary, but the same things, that means whatever the metal reacting with acid, they will get a metal salt and hydrogen gas will be produced, right. So koi sa bhi metal aap le lo, same reaction will be there. So we can say that this is the general formula. Metal react with acid, you will get a metal salt and hydrogen gas will be produced. How can I identify this hydrogen gas? By the use of pop test. We have already learned in class first chapter of this class 10, right. So here I have taken different examples so that you can understand the rate of reaction, right. Kitna easily or how vigorously the reactions will occur. Obviously the rate of reaction according to the metal reactivity, the rate of reaction will vary, right. Can we see that, right. Here I have taken sodium. Sodium, if it is reacting with dilute HCl, hydrochloric acid, you will get a metallic salt, right. So you can see here sodium chloride, and this hydrogen gas will be eliminated out. So obviously sodium, it's a highly reactive metal. So obviously they will violent reaction, they will show a very violent reaction. Very easily they will react with hydrochloric acid, right. So you can take hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid. If you are taking sulfuric acid, you will get sodium sulfate. That's only the difference, right. So sodium plus H2SO4, then Na2SO4, sodium sulfate and H2 will be removed. That's only the difference is there, right. If you are taking magnesium, then what will be the reaction? Magnesium also the same reaction, metal salt will be there and hydrogen gas will be there. Rate of reaction only changing, right. So magnesium, you can see here, magnesium react with chlorine and it will form magnesium chloride and this hydrogen gas will be removed there. It's also quite rapid reaction here. So not that much of sodium, but quite rapid reaction because magnesium also highly reactive, right. If you are taking zinc, right, so you can see that whatever metals I have taken, the rate of reaction is actually decreasing, right. If you are taking zinc, obviously again displacement reaction, right, single displacement reaction. Hope you remember that in the chapter first, right. So ZnCl2 and H2, right, H2 gas will be removed. So it is less rapid reaction, rate of reaction going less, right. If you are taking iron, then what will be the reaction? Again the metal salt Fe, right, FeCl2, right, and H2 gas will be removed. But here very slow reaction because compared to sodium, iron is less reactive. How can I understand this reactivity, right? So there is a reactivity series. In the next topic we are going to learn that. So here you can see that these are the reactions. So I told that which acid you are taking or which salt you are taking, according to that the metal salts forming, that will vary. If you are taking dilute hydrochloric acid, then you will get that chloride, right. So different chloride you will get, sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, zinc chloride, iron chloride, like that. If you are taking sulfuric acid, then what is the difference here? You will get sulfate salt, right, sodium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, zinc sulfate, like that. So you will get sulfate salts. So what is their acids you are taking, or what, that is different acid, or according to the different metals you will get the different metal salts. So generally we can say that metal salt, it can be chloride, it can be sulfate, whatever it is, right. There is some exceptions are there, very important, mostly asking question in that board exams and all. Metal once react with nitric acid, then what will be the reaction? Normally according to our rule, it must be a metal, salt and hydrogen gas. Obviously you will get the salt, but hydrogen gas is not produced here when the nitric acid react with most of the metals. Exceptions obviously there, but here it is not at all following the same rule, right? When metals react with nitric acid, it is not producing any hydrogen gas there. Why? That's the main questions. Nitric acid is the strong oxidizing agent, right? So you can remember that nitric acid, HNO3, right? It's a strong oxidizing agent, right? So whatever the hydrogen produced after the reaction, immediately it will oxidize that hydrogen into water. So H2 added with oxygen oxidation, then it will be converted into H2O, which is the water. So whatever the hydrogen gas produced after the reaction, immediately the nitric acid, which is a strong oxidizing agent, it will be converted into water, and it itself reduces into the corresponding oxides of nitrogen, right? It can be N2O, N2O2, whatever it is, any of the oxides of nitrogen, it itself will reduce. So this reasons you have to remember. Why nitric acid? When that metal react with nitric acid, it doesn't produce any hydrogen gas. Why? Nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. So whatever hydrogen produced there, that will be immediately converted into oxidized into water, and nitric acid itself reduced into any of the nitrogen oxides. That's the reason that you have to remember. There are also exceptions are there. If you are taking manganese or magnesium, which will react with dilute nitric acid, then you will get hydrogen gas. The same reaction pattern it will follow. So this is also exception here. Most of the metals which will react with the nitric acid, and there will no evolution of hydrogen gas. But if you are taking manganese and magnesium with dilute nitric acid, then you will get the hydrogen gas. I hope the reaction clear. We have discussed that how the metals are reacting with acid. Once we have learned the general formula, and we have taken different metals so that we will understand the reactivity. We have discussed the reactivity, right? Every case single displacement reaction is happening. Whatever that acids you are taking, according to that the salt forming, whether it is chloride or sulfates, that will vary, right? If you are taking nitric acid, normally there is no production of hydrogen gas, because nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent, right? And itself it will immediately convert the water, hydrogen gas into water, and itself reduce into any of the nitrogen oxide. This much we have discussed. But if you are taking magnesium or manganese, then obviously it will react with dilute nitric acid to produce hydrogen gas. This much we have discussed that, and I hope it is clear for you, right? Now one more important thing you have to remember. We have discussed the different metals, the physical properties of metals we have discussed, right? So we told that gold, platinum like elements are there, which is actually least reactive, very least reactive. It's normally, you can see that we are wearing gold jewelries and all. Why we are wearing gold jewelries and all? Because it's least reactive, doesn't have any reaction with oxygen or water, right? So it's not showing any reaction with oxygen or water like that. So that's why it is least reactive, mostly we are using as for jewelry and all. Is there any solution available to dissolve that gold? Yes, there is a magic solution. The name is that aqua regia. I have to remember that the solution which is capable of dissolving gold and platinum, right? So that's that aqua regia. It's nothing but it's actually freshly prepared mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid. It must be in the ratio of 3:1 ratio. If you are taking concentrated hydrochloric acid in 3 amount and 1 amount of that concentrated nitric acid, it must be freshly prepared. Then that mixture is called aqua regia. It's highly corrosive, and it's a fuming liquid. We are taking obviously concentrated nitric acid and concentrated hydrochloric acid. Obviously it's a fuming liquid and highly corrosive, and it has the capacity to dissolve the metals such as gold and platinum, right? So it's a magic liquid which is actually can dissolve gold and platinum. The name of that liquid is actually aqua regia. You have to remember this also. I hope you remember or you understand this topic. Thank you.